This 3D printer is fast, enclosed, and packed with features. And it's only $299. But after 90 hours of use, I found a few things you need to know before you buy the Elegoo Centauri Carbon. My name's Adam, and this is the Rad Dad Print Lab. Let's get into it. The unboxing and first impressions of this printer was actually quite good. It showed up packed very well. It didn't get damaged in shipment. Nice to see, because seeing on Reddit, not everyone is so lucky. I paid full price for this thing. This video is not sponsored. Now, the setup on this was fairly quick. However, there is a calibration that does take quite a bit of time when you first set this up. This is a CoreXY motion system, and it does have a hot end that goes up to 300 degrees Celsius. Even better yet, it is a brass and hardened steel combo out of the box. That's something you can't say about the P1S from Bambu Lab, for instance. The bed does get up to 100 degrees Celsius. It does have an auto Z offset, and it does do bed leveling by itself. There is a built-in auxiliary cooling fan, a built-in air filter, and it can do wireless printing with Orca Slicer, which is pretty nice. It does have a built-in camera that puts the P1S to shame. However, the internal light on this thing is a sort of subject that we're gonna get into here in just a little bit. It can do time lapses out of the box thanks to that built-in camera. The crazy part is, it is the exact same build volume as the Bambu Lab build plates for everything from the A1 to the X1 Carbon. Now, I've actually really fallen in love with this printer. It has truly surprised me. It's fast. It does fantastic print quality, even at high speeds. It starts printing significantly faster than the Bambu Lab printers. I do have some annoyances with this printer. It is loud. Even with the fans off, it's probably the heat break fan that is still running, and that's why it's so loud. It does seem like the fans run forever unless you manually shut them off. Inside is super dark. It is so hard to do any maintenance on the inside of this thing without any overhead light. The built-in light on this thing is pathetic. It's so dim inside, even with that on. One of the first upgrades I'm going to be doing to this is actually putting on a riser with some LED lights to really light up the inside of this thing so you can see what's going on. On the plus side, the camera is great, albeit a bit dark. The frame rate is super high, unlike, say, the Bambu Lab P1S or the A1. Loading filament on this can be a bit difficult. For whatever reason, the angle coming out of the extruder is a bit too tight, I want to say. You really have to push hard to get it in there.
And now this is what I'm talking about. The angle of this is just too sharp, and it always kinds of bind up right here when you're trying to load in the filament.
I'm gonna look for some alternatives where I can fix that. And I've actually found some damage on my tube, which is kind of causing some early wear on that. So I have run into an issue with this printer with the heat break cooling fan. It just straight failed. I got this error, which alerted me that there was an issue. And because of that heat break cooling fan failing, it created a big clog. I was able to use the no clogger tool to fix it. Thanks to them for sending that out. It arrived literally the day before this all happened. And also thanks to the user on Reddit, pointed it out you could find a replacement fan on Amazon to fix this issue, but I still reached out to Elegoo to get a proper replacement. I did ask for a nozzle as well, but I think they're only sending me a fan. The printer does come with a really nice build plate. It is dual-sided. On the one side, you do have more of a smooth texture, which is really only gonna be for PLA. On the other side, you have a proper PEI textured build plate, which is going to be great for any material. I've used carbon fiber, nylon, ABS, ASA, PETG. It all works great on this. I found the adhesion on this to be really good as well. I haven't had any complaints with this. Most of the time though, I have only used the textured side. I'm not a huge fan of the smooth side. I need to use it more and kind of play with it more, but because it shares the same build volume with the Bambu Lab printers, it can actually use the same build plates. This is the Glacier from Big Tree Tech. As you can see, it's the same size. I can interchange these build plates without having to worry about anything. I love my Big Tree Tech build plates, and the fact that I can use them on this, it's just an added bonus. The print quality on this thing has been phenomenal. I've had zero issues with it. If you want to see some comparisons of this versus other Bambu Lab printers, let me know down in the comments below on which ones that you want to see. I'll start making some videos. Make sure you get subscribed so that way you can see when those actually show up. Yeah, maybe hit that bell notification as well. Elegoo did this really smart. Instead of having the filament loaded up on the back of the printer, they actually have it mounted here on the side, which is awesome. You don't even have to use it on the side. You can just take this off and there you go. There are some mods that I want to do to this printer, which includes bringing this filament sensor off a little bit more. It's a little bit too close, and I think it would just be nicer if it was a little bit further away. Something else that is a really nice touch is on the printer itself as a preloaded file, you have a mini printer that you can print out. It attaches to the poop chute. It's super easy. You have a couple screws that you can add in right here. Once it's printed, you just put it down, and there you go. I don't think I've ever actually emptied this. This is not that bad. The screen on the Centauri Carbon is nice, actually. It's got a very responsive touchscreen. You get your print history. You can access your time lapses here, change a lot of your settings. We're actually up to 121 hours now. This is one thing that's a bit weird. The printer will only hold on to so many of your time lapses. Once it runs out of room, it just starts deleting the last one. I was actually hoping to use a lot of the time lapses for this video, but they're gone. All right, now let's talk about one of the most important things about this printer. How does it print? How's the print quality? Well, let's check out some cool prints. This is a Gandalf bust that I pulled off MakerWorld from Fortis Mint, and this thing turned out awesome. Turned out so good. I mean, look at, you can see all the texture and the detail here on his little poncho thing that he wears. Nope, it's not a poncho. I actually don't remember what it is called. It's been a minute since I've seen the movies, but you can see the texture here that just looks awesome. Prints on its own little stand right here. Like I said, this is from Fortis Mint over on MakerWorld. I have a link down to this in the description if you want to check it out. Next up, I have this little guinea pig here that I supersized. It was a pretty small print, but I kind of enlarged it quite a bit. I printed this on the Rapid PETG from Elegoo that they sent over, and it turned out awesome. It's just so much fun. The wife's been wanting a guinea pig, and told her she could have this one. But yeah, this printed out great. It's the quality on it is phenomenal. Next up, if you have kids and you have probably watched Bluey, I printed out this Jeremy lawn gnome statue here that I found over on MakerWorld as well. This thing printed out great. This is in Sunloose PLA Plus. This is like their orange or fuchsia color, if I remember right. Same thing. It looks great. No supports on this thing. It did have a little bit of an issue right here, but you know, all in all, it's not bad. Yeah, I think this thing turned out awesome. I also printed out the ship that just turned out really good. There is some stringing from the Rapid PETG from Elegoo, but overall it printed out great. It's a nice test of what this printer can do. You can see here, there's just no supports, and it was able to bridge really nicely. Next up, with the Minecraft movie, you know, I had to print out this chicken jockey, which turned out awesome. This was printed in Elegoo's Pro PLA, and it turned out awesome. I also found this really cool lion statue head thing, and the print quality is great. And I've also printed a handful of Buddhas in different filaments, just as like some tests. And these things turned out great just as well. This is a preloaded file on the printer, and yeah, super cool. There's a good chance that if you're watching this video, you're probably really interested in the Bambu Lab A1 because it's at a very similar price point, with this being $299. Chances are, if you're looking at this, you might be considering the A1 as well. If you are really deciding between this and the A1, you should really watch this video right here, where I actually break down the A1 and put it through its paces. I'll see you over there. See ya.